School is important, we all know that, but so are those extracurricular activities, especially athletics. And for those athletes in the St. Louis public school system, experiencing teamwork, the discipline, those wins and losses, can sometimes be more difficult. And it has nothing to do with their ability, physical or academic.
This field was known as the Mud Bowl.
Grass on the numbers, like from the numbers to the sideline, that's it. Everything else in between was just dirt, and if it rained, it was in weeds, right? Weeds in the middle of the field.
It was hard when it was like...
It's like playing on concrete almost.
Yeah, and then when it rained, it was like muddy and like real bad to play in.
What they're referring to is this field at Gateway Magnet High School near Kings Highway in 44. This field sees more use than any other field in the public high school league because it has lights. And the overusage and lack of maintenance makes it a not-so-safe place for football.
I don't know what happened, but I was running downfield and I fell. No one touched me or anything and I fell. And I didn't play the rest of the game.
Oh, jeez. Were you out for the season or just the game?
The season.
Oh, man.
It was the first game of the season.
The field conditions, like the one at Gateway, are a district-wide problem. And in a school system where money is often hard to come by, it's no surprise that the high schools have less than desirable athletic fields. But that is changing.
In 2004, there was an article in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that described the deplorable conditions of our city's high school football fields, and that grabbed the attention of area businessmen who wanted to help. They formed PHL Inc. PHL Inc., short for Public High School League, is a non-profit organization formed by these men with the mission of repairing, replacing, purchasing, improving, and building athletic facilities for St. Louis public schools.
What we're really trying to do is try to make this a situation where the kids have the facilities and the opportunity. One of the things that I had mentioned to them is high school is just about the last time that they get to do this for fun. Even college athletics has become so much of a business anymore, and this is for fun.
If you look at the distance that you've got from there...
He would know. He's Aaron Gersh, and he's a member of the St. Louis chapter of NFL alumni. Gersh and other retired NFL players have joined forces with PHL Inc. to raise the funds needed to build new football fields at all public schools in the St. Louis Public High School League. Why? Well, according to Gersh, it affects more than just wins and losses.
And when the kids come out here to play, and they have a great place to play, then the parents want to come out. And then the next generation of children want to come out, and they look forward to that. So now the kids that are in elementary school and middle school are looking at this with a future in mind. They have a vision of, hey, I'm going to have somewhere to play and something to do. That's what I want to do. This is where we want them to look. Because if they're not looking here, if they're not looking to athletics or art or something that the school has for them, then where will they look? And it'll be outside to the places we don't want them to be.
The initial problem wasn't raising the funds and the labor, although, like with all charities, that is a challenge. But they needed to get the approval and gain the trust of the powers that be.
The first thing is convincing the people that we're for real and that we're here to stay. We didn't want to be flavor of the month, and we knew that we were going to have to conquer that paradigm, and we were going to have to get out here and spend the time, be hands-on, get out there and dig the field, plant the grass, fertilize, water, paint the stripes, all of the things that had to be done, and get the naysayers to kind of turn.
Who's they, by the way?
The neighbors, the teachers, the school officials, the principals, anybody who has ever been to a football game out here or lives in this community that saw it before we got started.
It was better than before because the field that we had before, there was really no attention paid to it.
Convincing the student athletes wasn't a problem. This is Jeff Hall. He's a junior at Soldan High School in North St. Louis. He wrestles, runs track, and he also plays football. And when he and his teammates traveled to other schools, they knew they weren't on a level playing field.
But there was like a big dirt ring in the middle, and it wasn't pleasant to play on because you fall and get scrapes. It just wasn't comparable to the facilities in the county where they have very nice grass and the field is shaped.
The football fields aren't the only athletic facilities at these schools in unacceptable conditions. These schools need new tracks, lights, locker rooms, weight rooms. But PHL Inc. needed to start small. So they started from the center and hoped to work their way out.
Football was the planting a field and striping a field. I hate to call it low-hanging fruit, but it is. It was the easiest part of this. Putting in a track is going to be work. I mean, you might as well pave a stretch of highway as
and you had to build that relationship first. So you
Right.
wanted to take the easier.
Right. And
look what we did.
We're showing progress.
Yeah.
In the past year, PHL Inc. has regraded, replanted, and replaced irrigation systems at Vashon, Gateway, Roosevelt, and Solane high schools. Bleachers have been repaired, concession stands improved, equipment added, and work at other schools have already begun this year. To date, PHL Inc. has done about $750,000 worth of work, mostly paid for by in-kind labor and material from the more than 50 companies participating. The rest of the funds have been raised at no cost to the school district. PHL Inc. has given themselves a loose timeline of 3 to 5 years. But what happens when the work is done and the district still lacks the funds to maintain the athletic facilities?
In track terms, I don't think there's a finish line on this. I think this is much more of a long-term commitment that we're all willing to make to get this to be great forever.
And make this land a better land, and the world in which we live, and help each man be a better man.